And today we've got 3 ideas.
But it's actually quite good.
All right.
Oh, bravo.
And I nominate.
We work with lots of clients from virtual showroom.
Currently, I'm HTC Vive. I'm creative director. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here with you guys. I think this is a very interesting idea.
Yeah, so I'm Gabriele, head of community at Shapes XR.
I met Iggy also at XRFS Hackathon.
I guess there's 2 types of feedback. One is getting feedback from other designers, and but then there's getting feedback from your users. Sorry I was late. I was
No,
for sure. Yeah, and sorry I was I was in VR in another scene, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I lost track of time. In this metaverse was communication experiences inside.
There are lots of frameworks that exist to give people feedback, and one framework that I think is kind of effective is the rose, thorn, and bud framework. When you're providing somebody feedback, you have a rose feedback. So you talk about, the successes of, whatever they're presenting and what's working well. Then you talk about the thorn, so the challenges of what they're presenting and what can be improved on it. And then the bud is the potential. So what's the opportunity area that the individual could develop.
That there is the real world, so we'll just call this the real world. And then there's what you'd call the digital world, but also takes it from the best real language exchanges one can find. So you've really got a super small thing. So I think there's an opportunity. And basically the idea of this is just, if you want to communicate and you want to bring up an object. And so this is like it would look much nicer, but just a storyboard. Do I have any questions or any thoughts?
My feedback could be first.
I think I've answered it. Does any other follow-up questions on that one, Simak?
The one thing that I've done in the past
Have you thought any way to encourage people that are introvert to have a deeper conversation and having a little bit more
And I think that's a great idea.
So you're learning Italian, you can put somebody in,
What I'm just trying to get is what I called like those basic convos. Get 2 people to have a language learning experience.
Like in game design, a lot of times you start with a mechanic or an emotion, and so this is more. Is one thing I was trying to do is create a marking menu, which allows you to have hints along the way if you go really slow, but then when you go quickly, and then this here is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you put your hand in, there's no colliders that you're touching, so it's just going to stay here. But if you pull your hand back out, this thing coming out of your floor and the light coming out of it like this, and this was all just using shapes.
That's my next question. Very, very good.
Or should we teleport around?
Okay, so this is kind of inspired like the initial scene from Half-Life, that you arrive through a tram into the facility. Just get this initial scene, they get some tooltips on how to interact with the main components. After collaborating a bit, they open this gate. So you arrive into this main scene in which you can see the huge computer.
Holy moly.
It's a very nice moment right there.
That was.
And you can look up and see all the players will be able to get into those spaces that are up there. We use for another small video about quantum tunneling. And then you complete. I'm going very fast because it's a bit long. So it's above has to guide the player below through the maze. The player below doesn't see anything. It's just a white space. So you press the button, you cross the bridge, but here there's a problem. That's a great idea. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, if you can just wave maybe.
Yay.